And hello. We are here approaching Suzuka, approaching Japan for round 12, where our champion could be crowned here at this circuit again, funnily enough. Known for crowning
Last,
champions.
yep, and last race, the constructors champion was already crowned, that being Mercedes-AMG Petronas.
Makes sense. They were doing. That was Leo and Moppy. I am
Yeah,
so tired today. Yes, makes sense. It's Leo and Moppy getting routinely up there, routinely getting double podiums. That and then Lenny and Sierra both not really racing as much. Has kind of become one-two punch in that championship. But John in the Williams here, able to potentially get out and win today, win his championship, his second in a row, back to back. If, and only if, he gets on the podium, it's guaranteed.
the World Drivers' Championship is still up for grabs, even 2 races to the end.
Indeed. John, one hand on the trophy there. Leo has to win today to stay in it. I believe is the math that they have done. Leo has to win. John has to be
The fall off the
or
podium.
below. So one hand already on the trophy effectively, and now we have a
You have a
Jork
Haas
coming
out on
out.
track, yeah.
Yep, that's Jork coming on out. He's going through to Suzuka S's. Very iconic here as we go uphill. You rocket on, you want to be very careful on the throttle, very careful with your steering, especially on cold tires. It's very easy to get a skid if you're right on the edge through here. And you go on to...
And the Deckmans are notorious. Catching out mirrors.
Go through Degna 1's very quick 7th gear corner in some cases. Then you go for Degna 2. Be careful on that exit curve as you can bottom out on it. And then you got the hairpin right on here. Going on through, you want to be careful. Jork a little late on the throttle there.
Do 200R.
It is a very tight corner to get through. And now we have the spoon curve, so called because it looks like the curve of a spoon. Now you're going on down the back straight, approaching 130R, one of the most famous corners in motorsport.
And unlike the next generation F1 cars, this corner's taken flat out.
Indeed. They still take it flat, they just don't have the energy to
They have the
in.
lift.
Well, they can take it flat if they wanted to, but you screw yourself on battery, that's why they lift. But that is your lap around Suzuka as soon as you go for the final hairpin there, and the Haas now on a flyer.
So about Suzuka, it's a Grade 1 circuit's the only Grade 1 figure of 8 racetrack in the F1 calendar. And it's about 5.8 kilometers or 3.6 miles long.
Indeed, you'll see the bridge over there before that leads right through 130R, and then the Casio Triangle is what that is called at the end there. And below you have Degna 2 serving as the underneath portion of the figure 8.
This track is nestled in the heart of Mie Prefecture, and it's one of 2 or 3 tracks in Japan that's owned by Honda themselves. Which, unfortunately, they're not getting any representation this afternoon.
No, and they do. Well, they do have representation coming as soon as the regulations change.
Not great. Not great.
With
Aston Martin.
Well, I've seen many of writers say sometimes bad representation's worse than no representation, so that's a terrible joke, as Jork invalidates.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am not sorry for that joke.
Let's see. The
we have Avo.
official Yeah, the official lap record for qualifying set by Max Verstappen, the race winner IRL last year at this very track, is a 1:26.9.
Indeed, it shall be, and we shall see what our drivers today have in the tank. We have Avo zipping on down, setting a purple sector 2 by default, because Jork invalidated. Avo going on through now, going into Cassia. Zipping on by.
And the Mercedes powered engine powers them to first provisional P1 for 1:29.3.
29.3 being our provisional time indeed. We now have Nitro coming on through. We'll see what Nitro has in store for us. Here we go.
From what I could see in practice, he was driving with a bit more confidence, a pep in his step.
Indeed, and that's a 137, which if that holds, it puts him pretty close to a lot of the other drivers, or at least much closer than a lot of the other drivers he has been before. We'll see what Jork is able to do to respond to this as well. Those two have often been running together.
As the Czech driver is currently peeling to pits.
Indeed.
To swap tires.
Yes, Skylar did 2 outlaps, I can tell, because he's going very slowly through the final chicane here. Zipping on by, you gotta be flat now, and then deploy the DRS. Here we go for Skylar's flying lap. It's registered as a 146. But we also have Mavi in the Mercedes now coming on through.
And Leo's now on that lap. I just saw him for a brief bit.
Yeah, everybody's getting
Mercedes
out
pit
there.
box. Yeah.
It's getting out there pretty quickly. That's Muffy setting a 128.2 over a second ahead of Avo. She's not going to really enjoy that time. I think she has more in the tank.
The seconds are dropping down by, well, the second.
Indeed, I see Skylar zipping on through the 200R corner. Gonna be looking
approaching going through 200R.
Yeah, zipping on by and then into Spoon. Skylar on his proper flying lap now, and there's a Mercedes in front, who I believe is Leo. Gonna get pretty close. 112 so far through that sector for Skylar. Time ticking on down. Ooh, little
a bit deep into the Casio triangle.
Indeed, just a little bit too late on the brakes, and that's going to be a 138.6, and those are the margins we're dealing with on this track. Because being that hard and that deep into that first part of the chicane, when you want to be on the exit at the second apex, just on the throttle, going on down, deep, you mess up. You don't get that straight line exit out, and you just compromise your entire run to the start-finish line. John now going to be looking. Zipping on in the Degna 1. Very quick, very nimble looking. Degna 2, I think he got a little bit caught out on the curb. But the Puerto Rican's going on through, and you can see just how little he is bothered by that hairpin. How graceful that car looks going on through it. Going into Spoon now. He's looking pretty quick, I will say. At least by my eye test. A couple other drivers. We have Leo going to be setting a time, but in the Gulf Williams, it will be John going through as well. Leo's going to set the time first. See what Leo has. 128.6 behind his teammate. We'll see what John has. This looks like a 127, and it is a 127.8. I am psychic, it turns out. Several of our drivers now starting to fill it out. Only 8 today. 2 Ferraris, 2 Astons, 2 Mercedes, a Williams, and a Haas.
Haas, which is currently a hot lap through the back stretch, which in the 2026 regs is a straight mode zone.
Indeed.
Which is quote unquote replacement for DRS. Functions similar to it, but is automatic.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
To kind of explain that, actually, DRS is active aero. We just never call it that. All the active aero means, and what the straight mode referring to, is just an aerodynamic part that moves. So the rear wing moves up and down on these cars. It is an active aero component. We just don't think of it like that because we don't regulate it like it's active aero. Now, the active aero on the 26 cars is active on every lap. So it's essentially like when you're doing the practice sessions here and you can just deploy your rear wing on every straight you're allowed to. You can do that.
Rear and front wing.
Indeed. Drawing the comparison. But yeah. In the 26 cars, you can do it with the rear and front wing. It is automatically done pretty much. And it is done at designated zones on the track that are called straights, or where you can get away with that little downforce. So, this back straight is not a DRS zone in these cars, but it is a straight zone. So the active aero can come in. It reduces the downforce, ekes out that little bit of top speed, and then you flick it back on for the corners. As that is Jork peeling back into the pits. As our several drivers are now going on through, and we are getting a look at our provisional laps and our provisional standings right now. John leading 127-8, Mavi 128-2, and on a flying lap, no improvement right now. We have Leo 128.6, Avo 129.3. That's our top.
Tomorrow just recently saying a fresh time of 129.8. Fifth.
Tomorrow did that throughout our little explanation of the active aero. As we now zip on through it at Mavi. I don't think he has an improvement in him right now, just looking at that car, but we'll see if he can prove me wrong. He's going through. Ever so
Very slight improvement, but not enough to topple Williams, the customer car.
Yeah, 4 attempts needed to breach that gap. Leo needs about 8. So far, John's looking like he had one hand on the trophy earlier. Maybe he has a second on the trophy at this point, but he won't win it till the little tails on the trophy here.
One hand the golden trophy, but there's still a threat of 2 silver arrows ready to wrench him from that spot.
Indeed. And I do know, John, I think he's going to want to win it with a win. I don't think he will just let him by if it suits him. He's going to race him hard. Good.
There's only 2 or so races left with the World's Drivers' Championship on the line.
Indeed. That, and even though he could just win by guaranteeing P3, I don't think he wants to do quite that. Is more what I was getting at. I think he'll do whatever he can to win this race in particular without crashing. As all drivers tend to do, I should say. Skylar's gonna be our only one out on track right now, as everybody else is gonna start to move around in a little bit. So the Aston Martin's just alone, and Aston on a track. If this were the 26 Aston, I would say it's pondering its very existence, why it was made to suffer in such ways.
This 25 Aston using a Mercedes engine and gearbox is more poised and confident. Well,
It's
at
still
least compared to its
suffering,
drunk
but it's not
successor, you know.
suffering as bad.
It's not pathetic.
Oh, we got some strong words from the dragon! Whoa, calm down.
I mean,
I
am I
nearly
not
said
wrong?
calm down there, Joe Buck.
I mean, am I not wrong there?
No. No, it's a pretty sad car. It makes me sad.
Comes to show that even for all the money, that doesn't equal a good car. Money and Adrian Newey
I don't
doesn't
think
exactly
they are the
equal
richest.
a good car.
To be fair, I don't think you can argue that they're the richest team. I would say a car or a team with the resources of a global car manufacturer is at least richer than even one funded by a rich guy. As Skylar is going to go on through. That's pretty.
Larry out the Casio Triangle.
Yep, but it's
It's
enough to
improving
get
fifth.
ahead of the Ferrari. We'll see if Kimaru has anything in the tank to respond.
Just pretty much second to seventh, all in formation.
Indeed. Well, Kamaru's going to have to get out sooner rather than later, and they're all going to be getting out of the track now. Oh, and there's a John right behind. Oh my goodness, that's all three of them right there. Kimaru letting them both go, but now it's going to get very hairy for the Ferrari.
There's only, less than 2 minutes on the clock?
Yeah, they should still be fine, but it's going to be a close one. And even, like, just a mistake on the outlap, and you're not going to be able to set it as Ava's about to start her flyer here. Everybody else going to be on the outlap, except for Jork in the pits. Ava begins. Going through turn 1, and I see Nitro very slow, but going on through. I don't think that's going to be a lap he can set anything good from. Mavi's also going to be going there, and we'll see what is going on back there as well. At the wrong button, Mavi going to be looking at Jork. Is he going to get in the way? No. They're good. They're good. Going back to Avo. Avo improving. The British Raven going on through. Yellow flags in the Cassia Triangles. I think just some drivers trying to get some space for themselves. Will Kimaru cross and sign? He should. He will. He'll be fine.
Just barely.
Yeah. 15 seconds, you're cutting it a little close there, but Avo is going to be able to have a chance to improve without that kind of pressure. Whereas Kimaru, I think, had to rough a little bit on the outlet.
And speaking of Avo, I've heard some rumblings of a potential move to McLaren.
Maybe. That would be interesting if so,
That's-
because the Aston pair have
just-
been together for so long.
Yeah, that's just what the rumor mill's saying.
Yeah. By the rumor
So,
mill, you
take
mean
it- so
talking with your friends.
That too, but as with all rumor mills, take it with a fistful of salt.
Yeah, here comes Nitro into the pits. How exciting for him. Skylar's going to be the next across the line, going through the Casio Triangle. A little bumpy, but going to get onto that power, but I don't think it's enough. He's in the pits.
No.
Here comes John now. John setting the comfortable time. We'll see if he has improved. Oh, he has improved, but yeah, that's 1:27.5.
Leo did put his personal best sector 2,
and it's a
still only
128
second.
left. Managing to get on by his teammate and get back onto the front row is the German Dragon Leo. And then bumping out Skylar is Kimaru.
Splitting the two racing point pairs.
Indeed. Yes, the crew looking alright. Eight drivers today.
And that's it for qualifying.
Indeed. We shall now see what is up for our race. John, a commanding qualifying finish. Now with I'll say a hand and a tail on the trophy. Not two hands. Two hands means you've won it.
Yeah. The two Mercedes in formation at 2 and 3.
Indeed, Avo 4th, Kimaru 5th, Skylar 6th, Nitro 7th, Jork 8th in that house. As we get ready for the main event. Mandatory 2 stops still in effect. That means that each driver will have to take 2 separate pit stops. We do this to even out tire wear between wheel and the controller.
This is but a limitation of the game.
Yeah, well, I say limitate. You say limitation, I think you can if you have a lot more time and patience than a lot of people here do, which not to say they're impatient. But if you have a lot of time being the main resource, you can theoretically get the same inputs, but it's a lot harder. So there is just a time advantage you get from the wheel. Which, as speedrunning has also taught us, the ability to save time through certain metrics or through certain methods can be seen by some people as a form of unfair play, or at least an unfair playing field. But that is more of a philosophical discussion than anything else. Certainly has nothing to do with the race. Aside from the fact that we have two stops. You will 2 stop. Everybody will stop twice. In an 8-person race, this will be weird. And that there'll probably be a very exciting first stint, and then the second stint and third stint, the cars will draw out a little bit, but there will probably be some intrigue up front.
And I think I see some Honda personnel up in the pack pass above the team garages. I'm betting they'll be keeping a lookout on the 2 Astons.
Look at them. So naive of the future.
Unfortunately so.
They're back in time in 2025 when there was hope for this. When people were like, yeah, it's Honda, but I mean, it's Adrian Newey. He's there, he's good. Surely Honda can't screw it up twice. They got old Red Bull team personnel, too. That engine was good. Surely Honda can't mess up again. And the Honda guys are looking on like, surely we can't mess up again.
Spoiler alert, unfortunately, they did.
And it was at this moment that he knew. You fucked up. Then you zoom in on Fernando Alonso's face.
And Lance Stroll struggling to even steer the boat. It's a 26.
Yeah, well, here we go. It's John leading off the front row. Leo behind him. Mavi Avo on the second row. Lead Ferrari Kimaru ahead of Skylar for our third row. And our last and fourth row, Nitro leading George. Do less, and we We're at least still above 2005 US in terms of the number of cars on track, and these cars are equal performance, so there is a hope.
And it's not because of a tire war.
Yeah. No, nobody's dying over here or injuring their back.
And no diamond ground banking.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Indy.
Yeah. If you drive around Indiana enough, you will see so many diamond ground highways, too. It doesn't matter as much on the highways, but...
It matters on racetracks with
Yeah.
the tire supplier not exactly competing in IndyCar.
Yeah. The data advantage there is what set that whole thing apart.
Plus, Bridgestone owns Firestone.
Yeah, hence data advantage. Although, as I saw another one point out, there was a NASCAR race at Indy that happened a little bit ago where there were also a few tire failures. So Michelin at least had some warning signs. In terms of our tire strategy today, speaking of, John starting on the softs, Avo also starting on the softs, and then we have the only other non-medium runner being Nitro on the hards. John pointing that car to the inside of turn 1.
In an attempt to cover off the Mercedes of Leo.
Yeah, that is an arrow pointed at an apex right there. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And FRL's away in Japan! John gets a good launch off. I think Leo gets a little bit bogged down, but John gets the launch he needs. That's Afo also right in and actually challenging Mercedes there. That's Mavi having to take a little bit of a defensive move against Avo there. But so far, whereas we were, Skyler, though, got up above Kimaru. Got a better launch there on the equal tires. Kimaru falling behind a little bit. Top 4 as they were. Kimaru now challenging Skyler for that 6th position. And 5th position, excuse me. And that, oh my god, he just hit him. He just turned into him and over...
barged him out of the way.
Yeah, no, that...
I think our stewards be taking a dim view.
That was... He just turned in like he wasn't there. And now Kimaru broke DRS to Avo at least, or doesn't have DRS on Avo, but Kimaru strikes again.
That's...
If I speak anymore, I might be in trouble, but I have some thoughts.
Yeah. Long story short, it doesn't help his reputation.
No. John setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but DRS is going to be enabled. They won't have it this time around because of how the DRS detection works. But they will get it on the next go-round for the straight. Our closest battle still being Kimaru's Skyler. And now it's... Mavi actually might have a chance at his teammate too, but we'll see what they do up there. They already had the constructors. If they want to technically challenge for the championship, racing each other is not going to be the ideal thing. I don't know if they've just internally, because all 3 of these drivers are friends, and this is a more casual league. They may have just decided, yeah, we're just going to race it as a free-for-all. But we'll see what they do. As Kimaru did streak away now from Skyler after hitting
a controversial bit of contact.
Controversial to me, at least. If I speak, I am in trouble. Now it's gonna be Leo though putting in some work to try and get John through. I do see Navi falling back.
The dearest detection zone is right on 13R.
Yes,
And sets another fast lap of 1313. The fastest IRL race lap record is a 139 set by Kimi Antonelli last year. In the very Mercedes that both Leo and Mavi are driving.
Indeed. These 25 cars, I think, at least on a few tracks, are the fastest that F1 has ever been. And that is certainly something to behold. But
amazingly beating out the 2020 cars, which were absolute monsters in terms of downforce. Same engines.
As we now going through, Leo's not going to have the space really here to challenge John, and things are starting to string on out a little bit. At least until we get to our pit phase. We'll see what the soft tires look like as the stint progresses. But I think, inadvertently, because of the little act of violence against her teammate, Avo has managed to get quite a gap to Kimaru.
As we see maybe stumble a bit on the outside curbs of Spoon.
Indeed.
Losing him a bit of ground. And as you can see on Mavy's onboard, he's wearing a special helmet.
Oh yeah. There he goes. So now zip on through. I guess it wouldn't be Japan in either games or real life without some kind of context. Was that also the corner that actually, God, was that the corner where Schumacher, like, hunted off Villeneuve, or was that at not Adelaide? Yeah, that would have been in Japan.
Haraf.
Oh no, that was Haraf. You're right. It may have been where he tried it with Hill. Here. I think...
And as I see an Aston spear, and I think I saw Skylar spear off into the gravel for a split second. Well, that could be netcode.
Probably netcode, because the gaps look about how they were. No, actually, yeah, no, Skylar did lose about a second and a half, so...
Yeah.
Perhaps he was
seeing things.
Yep. Leo gonna have a chance at John, it looks like. We'll see what the chess players decide to do right here. Zipping on through onto the main straight. 5 of 27 begins now. So far we're pretty much as we were in qualifying, except that Jork is ahead of Nitro. Leo got pretty close to John's rear wing, but not close enough to make anything really happen. But I think those soft tires might be starting to struggle on John's end a little bit. But we will see. No, I say that, and he gets a good exit going down into the Dignas.
Yeah, Leo had a very slight twitch going into Dunlop.
Indeed, now they go on through the hairpin, and here we go on to 200. Getting ready for the good old 130R, but first you gotta get through Spoon. I guess in this situation, as they go through Spoon, maybe Leo's the big one. We shall see. Leo zipping on through. They go through the Casio triangle. Once again, as they were, and we are starting lap 6. Mavi is falling behind 3 seconds. We have Avo 5 seconds behind him. Maru's eating like maybe a 10th. I think it was
Some
a
bit
little
of
over
ground.
4, and now it's a little under 4, and now it's back to a little over 4, and Mavi has a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit violations already. I don't think it's the Brazilians' day as they zip on through, going through now in the Dunlop.
I don't think the latter half of this season has been Mavi's finest.
Well, you still gotten a win in there.
Well, yeah,
Mavi having a
but
win is a good result for a season, or for a half of a season. But so far, this is going to be a well, perhaps 2-dragon race right now at least. Puerto Rican still holding strong, having the resources to defend well. It is quite hard to overtake around this circuit, and I think we're kind of seeing why as our drivers go on through.
as clearly demonstrated FRL last year.
Indeed, and here comes Leo. He might have a chance. Looks outside, gets the inside line into turn 1! Gets the inside line into turn 2! John has speed on the outside, but Leo has the shorter distance, but they're still going to be side by side into the S's, and Leo is through! Leo and John both dumping their batteries, but Leo is ahead of the Williams now, and that is step 1 done for him. It may not come to matter if John manages to stay on his tail. But Leo so far now ahead of our championship leader. John had a little bit of a skid on the exit of the second Dagna. That could cost him DRS, and it is costing him DRS for now as the soft tires start to wear. I think Leo got bogged down ever so slightly out of the hairpin. There was a little bit of a time jump, but then John... Ooh. John now putting the battery in, desperate to try to hold the DRS, but now Leo goes for a Spoon, also dumping battery. They're both using up that battery, but I think John's going to keep the DRS. Doing just enough.
He's under a second, and now, yeah. He's got DRS on Leo.
Just enough, and that is crucial for John if he wants to win this race in particular.
But he's peeling into the pits.
Indeed. So I think he was not enjoying those soft tires anymore. Certainly looked like he was struggling. The visible language of the car was going hard. So was Avo. Avo now going into the pits as well. That lets Kimaru get ahead. I think Avo will be right ahead or behind her teammate. Skylar's also pitting off the mediums already. Interesting call. He's going on to the hards. I think it wants to just do 2 early, long, hard stints of about 10 laps. Which actually makes sense. It's not a bad lap to switch on the hards. They should be able to easily do 10. You gotta do 2, so why not? The only issue was risking the double stack, but I think just the gamble partially there is enough of an early jump onto the fresh tires can make up that difference. And suddenly Kimaru's in a fascinating position here. Where now both Aston Martins have pit. He wasn't really challenging Avo at this point, but Skylar, if he's out there for long enough compared to Kimaru, and Kimaru stays out, that could be an issue. Avo is right behind Jork, and there's the other Ferrari ahead. Avo did manage to get by Nitro. But Avo now has to get by Jork. Else this could bring Kimaru into play against the Aston Martin as Leo is pitting as well. I think John was close enough that John should be able to get the undercut done. Avo gets on by. We'll see what Leo's able to get ahead. Now John's ahead. John's clearly ahead. John's ahead by about 2 seconds here. John on the medium tires. Leo opting for the hards. So there is also a tire advantage now. As Avo is by Nitro. Nitro and Kimaru even getting a little bit of an exchange going on. Kimaru realizing he needs to pit or else he's going to get undercut by the other Aston Martin he so violently pushed out of the way. Not mattered too much as the Aston Martin is now 6 seconds behind Kimaru. Mavi is now our race leader and the only one yet to pit aside from Nitro. It is a very powerful undercut around this circuit, I believe, as well. Maybe why both John and Avo opted for the medium tire here. But then pit again later on as Mavi now goes to the pits. 8 laps on the medium tires. You can see the graining. And John is going to inherit the race lead as they go on through, assuming nothing torrential happens. And nothing torrential happened, and John is now going to be our race leader.
With the fastest, and yet another fastest lap, for good measure.
Yeah, that's the Williams on fresh medium tires now. Both Mercedes on hard tires. Everybody's on hard tires except for Avo and John. Those two continuing to be the odd ones out, opting for the mediums. The driver is going to be looking to fight harder and harder still. The pace differences are really starting to come on out. And our field is starting to spread quite out. We'll see if Leo has anything in the tank. But that early pit stop by John seems to have been paying dividends here. 2.3, almost 2.4 for a moment, is our gap between John and Leo. And John just has to cruise this thing home. Really, the car he is most concerned about, mathematically, in terms of the championship, I should say, is Ava, who is about a pit stop behind. So, at this point, John is cruising. I still think he wants to win the race, obviously. Leo sets the fastest lap now, a 1:31.2.
Anymore, we might break Kimi Antonelli's race record.
Indeed, perhaps we shall. John's going to go through the S's. But yeah, his main concern at this point is the Aston Martin in fourth.
Which is probably a rare sentence.
Yeah. And I say main concern just because if worst case for him, both Mercedes get by, he still wins the championship. He's going to try to win the race. But he could win the championship. Winning a championship's nice as a consolation if you don't win the race, you know. They usually say,
You could be Alain Prost. You don't have to win every race to secure a championship.
Yeah. You know, the expression usually goes, you know, we may have lost the battle, but we can still win the war. But you know what? This is definitely you should maybe lose the battle to win the war once you get to a certain point. But of course it's better to win both the battle and the war. That's a nice feeling. If you are into that war sort of thing. Not to say that this stream endorses war. I do not endorse war. War is bad. That is my take today as we go on through, and Nitro gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits violations. So I assume the stewards disagree with my sentence. Stewards endorse war. That is the conclusion I have come to.
And as you're saying that Marvin just set the fastest lap of 138. 130.8.
Indeed. I think there were some nervous Italian sweats. I don't
Yeah.
think he knows why. Because
He just officially beat Kimi Antonelli's race lap record.
Indeed. Do you think Kimi Antonelli knows what a furry is?
I know.
Do you think he's that online?
I don't think that the teenagers that online.
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't
Because
think
this
so.
really is a question of, like, have we breached the mainstream enough that, like, people who aren't that tuned into internet subcultures know what a furry is? I would say in Pittsburgh, the answer is actually, like, yeah, most people know what a furry is at this point. But that's because apparently we help Andrew McCutcheon sometimes. Nitro is still yet to pit off those hard tires, as our drivers are starting to string out more, and I struggle to figure out how to keep this going because it seems we are just waiting for the next pit phase.
It's 12 laps on hard compound tires.
He has gone very long right now. But him
This is a
going...
Nitro trademark at this point.
Indeed. I think he learned from his teammate there, who also has, especially last season, I would see Kimaru going very, very, very long. And frustrating luck, usually, is how that played out. John's zipping on through, and we're going to start lap 14 in a few moments' time. As I come to the conclusion that the answer to if a normie like that isn't that online knows what a furry is, it might just come down to is there a large convention in the city or an in-joke with a local sports team. If either is true, then yes. Leo is starting to eat into the gap ever so slightly. It's like about a 10th a lap right now. But I'm noticing the two are getting closer. Apologies for the stutter. I can't control what my what my mind does. Leo is in fact actually getting a lot closer now. Just visibly. I wonder if medium tires are starting to wear off a little bit. We saw most drivers pit 8 laps into that stint. We're 6 in now. Mavi went the longest, I think, about 9 laps? 8 laps, 9 laps-ish. We're at a point where the medium tires are starting to get worn.
I see a tiny bit of graining on Sean's front left.
Yeah, John's gonna go around again. But this is going to technically invite Leo in a tiny bit. Leo, I know, likes to run slightly higher than some of the other drivers in terms of downforce. So we will be seeing him close in Rudy's S's. That is both where the better tire grip and the downforce come in. But there might still be a race on our hands here. As we go on through. John zipping on by the first Degna and using up battery. Leo also going through. Not getting bottomed out on that curve. Okay, now going through the hairpin. They are closer. They are slightly closer. gonna get as close as they can and engage that Star Destroyer in point-blank range. And by Star Destroyer, I mean Golf Williams. Is this Williams now going on through?
And if you thought the map blue Red Bull was the most intimidating thing filling mirrors, let's rewind a few more years to get the Silver Empire.
Yeah. That's gonna sit.
This, unlike Audi, this is the real might of the Silver Empire.
Yeah. The big bad evil Merc coming into John's mirrors now, eating more time, and Leo do be going quick. Do be a fast dragon, you know. He was a champion once. He's fast. He's a fast Durg. He's a fast Durg, and he's coming for John. Little bit squirrely out of Degna, too. That's a fast dragon now going through. And whoa, I think John was very bogged down on the exit there, because they just ate into the time gap.
Not just fast as Leo, he's also measured.
Yeah. He's measurably fast.
Yeah.
You can measure it. There's a speed for it.
Yeah.
We call it kilometers. There's also miles if you're like us.
If you only follow Imperial.
Yes, that was the joke.
I think a few countries he's 100% using Imperial. Leo's coming in.
Yeah, Leo pits off very early, but he wants to get the undercut. He knows he has a second pair of hard tires, I believe, so that's going to be 10 laps on hard tires. John's staying out. Suddenly, this gets interesting. John has to pit now. He will also have hard tires. But though you're going to only have a lap of difference, and the lap of difference is not going to matter too much. I think Leo's making the very right call here. John on 9-lap-old mediums. The undercut's very powerful right now. We saw how powerful it is, and Leo thinking, okay, I can get to the end. Why did I put the ball in your court now, John? And so John has a decision to make now, because he is on very old medium tires. He can either stay out another lap or two to get the tire difference, but sacrifice a lot of time. Time he probably doesn't have to make up with only 10 to go. Or he pits now. And I think the decision just has to be pit now. But he is. Is he? Is he? Is he? He is. Not.
Nope.
Okay, there he goes.
He's extending.
He's extending.
Either way, pick your poison.
Yeah. Leo is forcing John's hand here a little bit. He does seem to be struggling to get those tires warmed up a little bit, but we're going to see as this lap goes on, that gap between Leo and Mavi is going to eke on down, and that is going to bode poorly for John. Avo goes into the pits, makes sense at this point. You don't want to bring Kimaru back in with a cheeky undercut, even though he was about 10 seconds behind. You don't want to risk that one. You don't want to fight Kimaru.
You have a fresh set of boots, mediums.
Indeed. Interesting call there for the medium tire. I wonder if John only has medium tires as well. That may be what is explaining his decision here. Which, if that does make it interesting. But ever so slightly interesting. And then there's Mavi in the middle of all this, probably getting a podium. For just the virtue of having as much pace as he does.
John's in.
Yeah, John's in. We'll see what he decides to pit onto. Avo nearly approaching the back of his teammate, but it's going to be about 3 seconds. And that's
Soft
a
tires. Those are soft tires. Those are soft tires. Those are red-walled soft tires you are seeing here.
That is...
No, you're not seeing... You're not high. You are not seeing things. Those are legitimate softs.
Are you sure? We talked about how I might have been laced earlier, apparently. But those are indeed soft tires. It's a bold call. It's going to allow John to overtake here very quickly. You can already see just how pacey that Williams looks.
So once his game here, almost less than 10 laps to the end on softs.
Yeah. So I think Leo, what happened is Leo forked the Rook and Queen, went your move, and then John just decided to play on C8. I don't know chess that well off my head. He played one of the edge pawns, and everybody is confused.
I would think Paul has either his ace or a joker.
Or both. Jokers are not legal in poker. Here we go. Oh my goodness, they are right nose to tail!
Yeah, he is right on Leo's gearbox.
Yep. Now to tail these two. John goes to the outside. Leo has the inside line. John's through on DRS. That's the overspeed you get on the soft tires. And ooh, I think Leo had enough speed where he had to back out, actually, or else hit John there. And now John has to make these soft tires go as far as they can. And he has to be careful.
One slip up means Leo takes the gold instead. He's still right there, albeit dropped out of DRS range for now.
Indeed, for now is true, because these soft tires are going to be wearing down faster and faster than... insert one of various things that wear faster here. Including my sense of humor. As John's now going on through, zipping by. Leo's looking. Former teammates now. John was Leo's teammate when Leo was the one taking charge, winning races. And John was just right there waiting for his turn. Now he's on his own in that Gulf Williams, and he is going hard.
129.2 is now our lap record.
Indeed, they go through. That's the virtue of John putting on those soft tires. He gets to set quality laps. He is fast right now. 2 seconds is the gap right now with 6 to go.
Should probably keep track of all the timed record sometimes.
I'm sure we could go back. As long as we have every result screen, we could see everybody's fastest laps at each track. Tyler's also pitting onto the soft tires. Makes sense. This is a sensible lap to do it. But John has gone bold.
And fired the shot a bit early.
Maybe. This race is still not done. It may have worked. We shall see. I get the idea, because Leo basically put John into an interesting spot. Where if John went onto the hard tires, he wouldn't have tire differential, and he would have gotten undercut. So, I can see the idea here is you get onto the soft tires, you get such a speed differential that you're guaranteeing an overtake. And then you just try to defend, and this is a track where defending is a lot easier than attacking, especially more so than on other tracks.
As we see John lapping a ghosted Nitro.
Indeed. Just zipping on by.
I'm still a bit worried about John's tire wear. We don't know the exact percentages. The spectrum mode doesn't exactly give us a clear idea.
Yeah, they only lasted 6 laps in the first stint. And so John's going on through. He has one heck of a tire wear job to do here. But Leo also has to keep care of his tires. They're 5 laps old at this point. They're gonna be 6. They should still put in good lap times for him, but we'll see what they're able to do with each other. Because we have either just seen one of the biggest brain plays I have seen in commentating FRL anyway, or we have seen an attempt at a big brain play that is then going to spectacularly backfire.
And turn to a boss hold.
Yeah. Kimaru has not yet done his second stop. He is on 14-lap-old hard tires. I don't know what he is waiting for. At a certain point, you were just inviting Skylar to undercut you.
Yeah. Jork's the only other member of the One Stop Club.
Indeed. I think Jork's just happy to get the practice in right now and ready for next season. If I'm being fair, you can learn a lot by being on these really old tires about tire control and grip management, etc., etc. Williams still looks faster than the Mercedes, I will say. Hard to say, but I think he might be able to do this. Lap 24-27. Still a few to go. I don't think there's a puncture risk. But I don't know if Leo's gonna have the time now once the tire wear comes to him. Mario's pitting now. But I don't think Skylar's gonna get the undercut, just with the differences here. So Kamaru's safe in P5 here.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
He's pinning out the sauce.
Indeed. And as part of that for now, you know, also, if nothing happens between races. Oh.
Yeah. Kamaru may have slightly slipped on the inside curve first turn.
Indeed,
coming right out of the pits.
Yep, I did not catch that. My apologies there. Leo's now finally starting to eke into that time a little bit as the Haas goes into the pits. Jork should presumably going on to the soft tires. But Leo now finally below 2 seconds. But there's
I'm
only
seeing, I'm
left.
seeing some graining on John's front left.
That is where you would expect it to grain. We do have something of a race here, but does Leo have enough time? He's got this lap to close in. He needs to close in next lap so he can make a move on the final lap. He needs DRS next lap. If he doesn't have DRS at the end of 26, I think it's done. Because that first turn is the best place to overtake.
And John slips out to the runoff.
Oh!
So, I think things may have got a bit more interesting.
Indeed, yep. Those tires are... There is graining on the tires. They get harder to control. You can understeer a lot easier. Now Leo has DRS.
Yeah, so John needs to push both that Mercedes power unit and gearbox as hard as he could push it.
Yeah, these are two drivers intimately aware of each other. Not to imply that... Never mind. These are two drivers that are very familiar with each other. And,
not that kind of intimate. Get your minds out of the gutter, audience.
It's more me. I think I'm the only one that thought of that. Anyway, these two are teammates. We're teammates.
Yes.
And they're going on through. And I fucked up my sentimental bit. And I'm swearing on stream when I try not to for these. The Jork is past Nitro. Good pass there from the Haas on the soft tires. But now we have a very interesting race. Speaking of, Leo nearly into the rear wing of John.
So now Leo's got John right where he wants him.
Indeed, Leo has to make this next straight and then DRS count. John's still got pace in that car right now. John, it's going to be very close as we go for the Casio triangle right now. These two former teammates going through.
Former teammates, but same engine and transmission.
Yeah, these two now very close to each other. But has John done enough to hold on to the lead here, at least going through into turn one? Final lap of the race.
Final lap, and they're just...
Leo had no chance there.
Less than half a second from one another.
Alright, so the easiest overtaking spot is gone. Not that it's impossible to overtake elsewhere, especially if you have a speed differential. You can maybe make a move work through Degna 2. But it's very tricky. Same with the hairpin, maybe through Spoon. But I would say probably the best place to send is a hairpin! John has a skid! John is pushing hard! Leo doesn't have the gap, though.
This is what Leo wants to see. He wants to see John slip up.
These two have a lot of... Sure. They're going through Spoon now. I don't know if Leo had enough. It was very close to the end at this point. But here we go. About to enter 130R. There will be one more chance, maybe through Casio for Leo. But John has been Leo's teammate here all along. He's seen Leo win. He's seen Leo go through. But now, back to back, John's gonna cross the line. Momentarily, John wins in Japan and repeats as champion. Leo gets P2. Mavi gets P3. The apprentice becomes the master as John is back to back. And with a win on top, with a move that was a very strong gamble that worked out to go onto those soft tires, he got the track position. And that's what mattered.
That was too close.
Indeed. Just a little bit more off the grip, and suddenly you're in the wall, and this race goes to Coda. Or this championship goes to Coda, excuse me. Mavi gets P3, capping off what has been an improvement of a season for him. Avo P4, Jorkins is 7th, Nitro's 8th, Kimara's about to cross in P5, and Skylar about to take P6. Our last driver on track. Still a couple other positions up and down to play for as we go into Coda, but here comes Skylar across the line. We have Coda soon coming up next weekend.
Yep, the last race of the season and our and the final dance of these old ground effect regulations.
Indeed, and then we'll be moving on to our fun old super clip merchant. I would like to thank you all for coming on in today. I'd like to thank Kratos for being here with me. I'm Nexie. I'd like to thank Corvix for hosting today. I wish our stewards good luck after seeing that one. What a race. What a good race. We'll see you all for the last race of this season in Coda next week. Same time, same place. Thank you very much. And good night.